Good morning, it's Ros Boundy Psychic Medium this morning, every morning around 8 o'clock here on my profile page, my business page of Ros Boundy, mytimetv.live, YouTube channel, and even into the private card reading group. I have the 5 destinations this morning. So, we are here for the purpose of the general card spread reading that I've been doing every day now for, I think it is 2 years. It's been a wonderful experience to continue on with this. So we're going to switch over to the cards very shortly. I'm just going to say good morning to those who are regularly here and saying hello. So good morning, Kaza. Wonderful to see you. And Kathy, good morning to you. And wonderful to see you too, Sarah. You've got your favourite card in the spread today. Oh, at least one of them, one I know you really like. We've got Stephen here this morning as well. And I'll move over to the cards. That screen, here we go. And I'll just move that over a tiny little tad. It's always going to be a bit different each time because the cards do, I don't lay them down exactly the same spot every time. Here we go with our card that I've been sharing with you each morning. And this morning's, it's don't let anyone rustle your feathers. So just really, I saw that, Sarah, perfect. Just really sit in your own space of calmness. Be a witness, observe what's happening around you. And sometimes have that laugh because when we really look at what life's bringing forward for us, we are choosing this pathway, but we can also just laugh at some of the events that are happening that aren't within our own control specifically. And I love that. So here we go too with the Inner Soul Guidance card that Leanne and Deb have designed. This morning's is wheat that's been chosen. And I think we did have that recently. So it's time to plant the seeds for your growth. Sow the seeds you wish to reap and you'll gain from the harvest. So a beautiful card to have chosen this morning because it's still raining on and off out there. And here's the cover of that deck. Whoops, holding it back poorly. So that's the cover of the box. So there, just do a search on that cover and you'll see it. It comes up in the Google. And here we have the deck that I'm using is the Sarah Marchetti's Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck. And it is a Lenormand deck, not a tarot, okay? Beautiful deck, I love it. And we'll continue to use it every morning. Here we go. We've got the child in the home space, or we've got the heart in the workspace. This morning, Foxy is going to be present at some point through the day in the unexpected, and we have the young man in arrow and the tree as that central card for the outcome, end of the day, whatever you'd like to read that one as. In the naming of the spread, the actual positions, it is the outcome. So good morning, Michelle. Yeah, yes, you've made it live stream. It's while I'm live. So you do get to shine your light there, just as the beautiful lady that you are. Have a look at your little beautiful avatar there. Gorgeous, or photo. So here we go. We'll just keep moving onward. I know that we've all got things to be doing at some point today. I do as well. So child in the home space, perfect position. Most of the time it's where they are until they grow up to be able to be independent adults, isn't it? So, and good morning, Di. Lovely to have you here too. Wonderful. You see that beautiful book that's opening and all the potential that's coming forward. So I think really as far as that in the home space goes, I'm not sure whether there's too many kids still being homeschooled because of restrictions. There are certainly those who do, parents who do choose to homeschool their children, and nothing wrong with that. Look at the potential and the what you can actually design yourself in that growing up. And this is still actually relevant for us as adults even. that we bring that childlikeness to our forefront today, that we are going to be tapping into what are those possibilities. Remember what those, the fantasies we may have had in our childhood of the questions we used to be asked. What do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? That sort of stuff. Has it been something that, like you've grown into what you wanted to be when you were a child, is what I'm thinking. And let's look at some of that through our day to day. And no, thank you, Michelle. That's all right. Yes, I love looking. I really enjoy seeing the new names and the new faces here, and how we actually share ourselves in our little avatars. Like Diane's got here with her good morning. She's got a beautiful, that's a Lillian lily, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And I love to see the faces as well, that our personalities. And there we've got a family grouping. Happy Friday from Michelle in that as well. And it's a different Michelle. And we've got Julia with a wonderful beehive looking, it does look like the wax sheets from a beehive, and how they create their hexagon patterns for their babies. And Julia, you've got your babies in there. It's beautiful. It is a lilium. Oh, it's wonderful. I grew them once. Then I couldn't find the bulbs to put them in my new home, so I've not done them since. I should really get some. They're beautiful flowers. And good morning, Kat. Gorgeous photo there, just on the accent of the corner. It's how we choose to present ourselves. It's absolutely perfectly fine. And I love to see the faces, like seeing the face of this child here in this well, it's not a photo, but I suppose it's dubbed as a photo. Oh, no, it's artwork. Look, who knows? It doesn't matter. It's a depiction that brings that beautiful wonderment to the fore, and looking into that open book of what are the possibilities. And that sort of, there we see the magic dust coming out, or whatever we imagine it to be. So I'm feeling that we do need to sit in some space today, home space, family, friends, loving energy, because I suppose for me that's where most of our the growing up years, and how we had that expressed, the love in families. It's different for absolutely everyone. Some do have that experience, some don't. It's the acknowledgement that there's all different forms of families that are being experienced, and we've got our unique way of understanding what our story has been and what it's going to be. We haven't finished yet. We're here. I'm presenting this live stream, having fun every morning. You're here joining in, just absorbing and listening and growing, because you're able to understand what this means for you too each morning. The way the cards present differently. So good morning, Marie, and I love that unicorn, beautiful. And good morning to you too, Emma, beautiful. So bring that into your day. Have the awareness open for that wonderment. Being in your childlikeness, not childishness, but childlikeness and wonderment, and finding that something new in your day. What more can you dream? What more can you actually experience that really is that surprise and wonderment of what your memories might have been when you were a kid too, and what's next, that excitement. It really is an adventure. Life is an adventure. Bring that forward in your day to day. And moving it over into the workspace now, we've got the heart, it has shifted its energy to the workspace. Love what you're doing. Really, if there is some areas of your work that you're not loving what you're doing, and that's fine, because it's not about the constant keeping a tap running full bore with anything. And the same in the energies that you're putting into your day. You need to sit back quietly and contemplate too, which we'll get to, and have put the appropriate energy, the feeling of loving what you're doing, into some of those tasks through the day that'll get you through those bits that are a bit ho-hum and boring, or whatever it is that you do in your work that is the monotony, that is sometimes the autopilot can be okay, but you still want to feel into what you're doing, and put love into that so that you really are sharing that in an energetic form through the work itself that you're doing, that passes it on, but also with the people that you're working with. Okay. And Sandra, you're sharing, oh my God, it's just hit you. Your family shared love in the form of food. I wonder if I have a problem. I can speak with you on that one, Sandra, because certainly food and meals and nourishing the body was one of the big things in our family as well. And it is a form of showing love. I have a partner who shares in that way too. He shows his love in the form of cooking and food and that type of thing. It's wonderful. Makes it a bit hard for the waistline, but we'll get past it. And how much of an issue really is it? Just enjoy how you're experiencing your love. If it's an issue, we modify like this. The fox has gone away in those unexpected moments, not successful on the first pass of trying to get to the chicken coop, but going to return. There's going to be those unexpected moments where we do have to rethink our tactics. We do have to rethink how are we doing things that we're needing to go, how often is it that we're not quite making it to our goal and needing to rethink how we're doing things. It could be that something we're not quite successful in or don't see ourselves being successful in, or someone else is telling us we're not successful in. Feel into what is the purpose that you're wanting from moving into that space of, here it was going to be raiding the chicken coop. You know it is, because the rooster's standing there and there's his chicken coop. That's his realm. And here we've got the fox that is, as a natural phenomenon, they need to eat too. It's that type of thing. So I'm feeling, is what we're doing working? Are we repeating things? Monotony. Are we repeating some things that we need to do differently to get that different result? Not in a manipulative way, but just to, let's think about this. Let's listen, see, be aware of what's happening around us. And that's where I'm thinking, there, Kezzy, you're always loving your work. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that. Oh, it didn't scroll up properly on the screen. I didn't allow that time. Good morning, Raywin. How are you? So, and yes, Sarah, it looks like the rooster has told the fox to piss off. Exactly. And that can be, whatever point it is that the fox was trying to do. I mean, it's just my assumption over many years of having chooks on farms, and the foxes are around and they do raid chook pens, etc., successfully. Sometimes not. We need to put into place what we don't want to happen. Well, it's concentrating on what we do want to happen rather than the don'ts, because really the thoughts do produce that end result. If we think it's not going to work, it won't. If we think it will. Yeah, that sort of stuff. And that's where I'm looking at the man already, the young man in contemplation. He's contemplating it. He is sitting there with his rose in his hands, but this isn't feeling to me like it's the romantic gesture contemplation. I think it's just that's an option to put into what you're thinking about in a loving way. Be gentle on yourself. I think too it is actually looking back at how we're managing our emotions or feelings as we're doing in our home space, in our workspace. What is working? It is that thinking. I do feel that this is the rethink, the almost looking at things as we are a witness. We're standing back, not being absolutely involved in what's happening. It is seeing it as if it's the movie in front of us. That's what I call being a witness, and just looking what's happening around you. How are you behaving in that film? That type of thing, so just have a bit of a contemplation. That's our role. I think we do need to think a little bit more. It's not the judgmental analysis. It's without judgment that we do this, that you're actually looking into it. Thank you, Sandra, for liking the stream. I must figure out how I've done that one day. So just noticed. I think it's an overlay that I've got in my eCam. Thank you for doing that. So do spend a bit of time at some point where you are actually um, being that witness, like looking at, being aware of what's happening around you, so that you can sort of, oh, I don't need to feel into that. I just need to, oh, is that how I'm doing it? And, sort of see if you need to modify anything or not to get that different result with the fox coming in, okay? That's how I'm feeling into that one, that's probably the message that we are getting with that. And then as we're moving into the tree space, that tree of life, which is the symbol that's there, it's called the tree of life, the Kabbalah. And we've got the deep roots that really do take us back to all eons of time, and what we've got moving forward in the possibilities and potentials in what is that feeding through from the depth to the heights. And we can reach as far as that will, move it from how we're growing it, okay, and all that can live in that canopy of the beautiful leaves and the fruits and whatever. I mean, that can be a tree of any type. It can be a fruit tree if you want it to be. There's actually birds in there. You've got the rainbow that shines right through it. So the treasure really is that trunk. Who's the trunk? That's us. That does represent us and how we are growing and on our pathway in life. It's there to really contemplate, and I feel that witness thing, as far as this young gentleman. It's more the masculine energy and the practical side of what I'm feeling, that strength today in what are we doing that's not got that gentleness and compassion that we're pushing through on the more physical, I am here in this lifetime type factor, comparing, rather than the adventure discovery, allowing who we are to shine out and through with full love. So it's an interesting spread of cards this morning, and I love it that we've got the outcome being the tree, because it really does reground and solidify that who we are, and that feeling and thinking, rethink or feel what we're here for, experience in each moment who we are. And so in that respect, I think step into your childlikeness today and really bring forward what you're loving in your work and shining that out, doing what your work is with that love at the, right at the heart of it, and letting that shine out in what the actual work itself is, but also with those who you connect with in your workspace. And whether you're in business, the clients, the customers that you have it, it can spread out like a pandemic has spread out, but in a different way. Well, even a better way, isn't it, when we think of it? So, just finding my comments back there again. Sorry. Sounds like we're going to be triggered. So pre-warned, help us and be prepared not to go into the deterioration mode. Stay strong. I'm not quite sure what you're meaning by that one, Sandra. We're going to be triggered. You reckon we're going to be triggered by something? Yeah. It's wonderful to have all the different interpretations. So there's something in that really is triggering for you. So thank you for sharing that. Blessings in however that turns out for you today. It'd be lovely to know what it was in a little more detail, but sometimes the public arena of live streaming isn't the space and place. But thank you for sharing that. Because I suppose because I don't see things in deterioration mode and things like that. It's just not my visuals. It's not what I see. In that respect, I think what we experience in our life is. We've been so overloaded, and this is where I find it hard to market. Say, look, if you need blah blah, you look at my website, look at that and all the rest, and sales, market, push yourself out there in that respect. It's not me. It's more it's a lot of comparing with others, you know, the judgments of different levels of things. It's just something that in my mind we just are, and I suppose that's where I'm learning my lesson is, instead of, oh, I wish I was like her or had his strength, or you know, can do things as wonderfully as that, or sing as beautifully. And Trish Blythman was one I was listening to when I thought, gee, I wish I could sing as beautifully. But we're all individuals. We are all different. And I suppose I do see things so differently to others. So thank you for sharing that, though. Yes, we do need to stay strong in whatever way we do, I suppose. But I feel that's where the scales of balance come into it, doesn't it? So that we each have the different experiences. Oh, is that a blank, or it's an emoji that doesn't show up on here? I don't think. Um, we'll all find our own balance of being, of what we need, because we do need darkness to show the light. We need the light to show the darkness, all that sort of balance in how we experience our life. So thank you, Keza, for your beautiful thank you, and wishes for everybody to have a great day. So thank you too. And yes, you will see me tonight. So thank you, Sarah. Lovely to have you on this morning as well. And I'm glad the tree showed up. And Marie, you're lucky, you really love the work you do. So blessed. Yeah, it does resonate with you. And both your home space is also workspace. Same here. So yeah. And sometimes it is the um, balance of what's, you know, that division, having some division, so that it's not completely always workspace and thinking work. I know that experience for myself in the building up stages several times, actually. That's why I don't think of it so much like that anymore. It's a work in progress. We are always a work in progress. So you've had the 12th anniversary of your mum's passing. Emotions can be everywhere in that sort of experience. I do feel for you. Love to you. Hugs to you, Sandra, because it's my dad's. He died in 2017, coming up on the 7th of August. So it's coming. I understand the emotional roller coaster sometimes. Yeah. Like many of us experience. We each have that in our own way, don't we? So love and hugs to you. Yeah. And thank you, Michelle. You have a wonderful day too, and off to work for most of us, isn't it? Thank you, Keza. Thank you, each and every one of you. Lovely to share with you again. I won't keep on with this. I'll close now. But it is tonight, Fridays and Chill to Chat with Leanne and Ros, and whatever it's going to present. So tune in at 8:30, same channel as in mytimetv.live, and I'm not sure where else I put that. Ros Boundy, I'm sure, my page, and it gets cross-posted or shared in other respects to other pages. So thank you so much, Michelle, for those beautiful emojis. Why didn't that one show up if Sarah's there? That's a bit interesting. There's a blank, and there was another one previously too. Oh, so it's your birthday on your dad's anniversary. That's interesting. Let's see if I remember to say happy birthday. I'm not sure where I'm at. I think I'm on the road for most of the day. Or is that Saturday? I've got to look up a calendar. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I don't want to keep you. Keep being the best you that you can be, because that's who we are, isn't it? Be you. Namaste.